building. Before that, we'd followed Connie and her ventures to locate and secure more alcohol. Meanwhile, the
Very
rest of the
important.
party, the rest of the party continued exploring the city, heading up to the second terrace through a tunnel. Eventually, finding their way and rejoining with Connie, the party retired for the evening back to the ground level where the horses and carriages were. The next day, and then at night, on Marin's watch, she seen something in the distance, went to go check it out, didn't find anything, and the next day you guys woke up and investigated, not learning much about whatever it was, and you proceeded up to the second terrace to the building that was new but is now old. Once inside, you discovered all of the things you had already discovered, but they were also old. And that's where we start tonight. Did all of that come through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we heard you.
Well, what would you guys like to do?
Can you post that map again so we have an idea of where we are?
Yeah, let me grab that. I forgot to do that. I did everything else good, right?
Yeah.
No.
Damn it.
There's no
Just
pleasing
never,
mister.
never please, mister.
Well,
All right, let me get over to where you guys are. So you guys are currently in that square building just north of that middle T.
the one that had the time fuckery stuff going on?
Yes.
All right. We explored this building, yes?
Oh, the first floor. There's a flight of stairs to the second in the northern corner.
Well, then we should head up the stairs.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
You guys head upstairs and you find a hallway. Off the hallway, 4 doors. 2 to your left and 2 to your right. Equally spaced down the hall. And at the far end, another little opening. Looks like another flight of stairs up to the 3rd floor.
Well, we should check out these rooms.
There might be alcohol.
Indeed.
There seems to be a lot of that going around in this mining town.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Not a whole lot to do.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, go ahead
this
and,
is the Wisconsin village. Got it.
Actually, more Michigan iron miners.
Yeah, fair enough. It's not they had much more to do up there.
Still Midwest fucking drinking culture. All right. So yeah, 4 doors.
All right, go to the first one on the left and check it for traps.
All right. Go ahead. Give me your investigation.
Is there
Burger,
someone
are
here?
you back?
Is there someone here who can give me guidance?
Nope.
Burger.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, but
Don't
Alu's not
die.
here. Oh, I guess his character's not here then. Alrighty, 22.
No traps.
Excellent. I open the door.
Also doesn't seem to be locked in your investigation. It was swinging loosely. Yeah, you open the door. Inside is about 10 by Or no, it'd be 15 by 20 room.
Jack continues to be disappointed by our
Is it
Doesn't
empty?
seem to have anything in it.
Ah,
Yep.
well, then I'd like to search the room for secrets and hidden things.
Oh, it does have windows. That
Yeah.
same stone opening windows that's been everywhere.
I prefer Linux in my taverns. Anyway, secrets and hidden things.
All right. Yeah, you kick all the floorboards, jump up and down on the floor itself, poke at all the corners. Nothing in here. It's an empty room.
All right. Mosey on across the hall. Check that door for traps.
All right. Go ahead and roll. Same as the door you just investigated. This does not appear to be trapped or locked or very well secured. It swings very easily.
Well, then I open it.
All right. Yeah. Swing it open. Another 15 by 20 room, devoid of furniture. Some windows on the far wall.
And I search for secrets and hidden things. For a 14, I'm doing real good at these.
Yeah, get all the bad rolls out early, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we're missing all the loot.
Well, you poke through this one, jump up and down on all the floorboards, kick all the trim. Absolutely nothing in here. Some dust and cobwebs.
Okay. Sticking with this one on the right-hand side, go to the far door, check it for traps.
All right, rinse and repeat. This door appears to be very untrapped.
I open it.
You're sure of it. Yep, you open it, and once again you're greeted by a. This is on the right or the left? I mean, it doesn't really matter. Just
It'll be
change
on the
which side
right.
of the stairs. Yeah, it just changed which side the stairs are on. That doesn't affect anything. Yeah, another 15 by 20 room.
And I search for secrets and things. With
Yep.
26 on this one.
Yeah, and you poke through this room the same as the ones before, and there is nothing inside.
All right. Moving across to the final door across from me.
All right,
Checking for
go
traps.
ahead. This door is also not trapped.
I open the door.
All right. Yep, you open the door, and before you is a 15 by 15 room.
Is it empty?
Yes, void of furniture and fixings, a floor and walls.
But what secrets are there?
All right. Well, as you're kicking around, one of the floor trim is loose, and there's a compartment behind it. Inside the compartment is a dusty coin purse. Like you kick it and the board just falls. It was probably secure at one point in its very long life.
Mm-hmm.
But the coin purse is about the size of a cantaloupe.
All right. Well, I check for traps in that area. See if removing it will trigger anything.
All right, go ahead. It does not appear to be trapped. It looks
pull it
perfectly
out.
safe to just grab and pick up. Yeah, you grab it and pick it up, and it's heavy.
Well, I set it out of the little hole, and then I open and look inside.
It is full of coins.
Coins are good.
Copper.
That's less good.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them.
That's good.
Better.
There appears to be about 2,000 copper pieces here.
All right, and these are just straight up copper pieces, and they're not like
Yeah.
super old, nice ones that are worth more than a copper piece.
You're looking through them, and this just looks like commoner money. It does not look fancy or good. You know, it all of its mint marks are wore down to barely visible.
Yeah,
You're,
so it doesn't
you
have any
you can
value
trade them on the
beyond
open
its-
market and a copper
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so it doesn't have collector value beyond the face value. Got it.
Yep.
Is there anything that was behind the sack?
No. Did you just real quick? Did you dump the sack out or just open it and look inside?
I just kind of opened it and 2,000 coins. I suppose I would have just like kind of like mushed the bag around to make sure that it was just coins all the way through.
Yeah, that wouldn't reveal anything other than coins, so.
Yeah, and then I said, okay, sure, I can put it in the bag of holding.
All right. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing else in that hole.
Stairs up to third floor.
Yeah, you head over to the stairs. And you go up. And gasp. Another hallway.
For a second, I heard that as lick ass. Just wanted to put that out there.
I mean, me too, but
Okay. Yeah.
Gasp.
Yeah. Me and Mister are sharing the single brain cell today, so you know that's how that's gonna roll.
As long as you take fair turns, it's completely fine with me.
Fair.
This has 2 doors to the left and 1 door to the right.
Okay, well, go to the first door on the left then. Check it for traps.
Give me that roll. This door does not appear to be trapped.
I open the door.
All right. And inside is the you can see the eaves of the building in a very compact room. It is about 10 feet deep and 20 feet long. Devoid of furniture and anything really.
Well, then I search for secrets and things.
All right. Give me that roll. Yeah, you go poking through here, and despite a very thorough search, nothing. The room was empty.
Okay. Then I exit the room and go to the second door on the left.
All right. Yep, go
And check
ahead.
it for traps.
Doesn't appear to be trapped.
I open the door.
Yeah, and go inside, and it's mostly empty, but this room does have some old boxes and crates and stuff like that. They're all open, and you can't really see anything inside of them at just a glance from the door. But you figure there's probably about 10, 15 like crates and stuff in here.
Okay. Well, I'd like to take a look at what's in them, like walk over to them.
All
Yeah.
right.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, and as you move into the room and start looking around, you do see there are 2 chests with closed lids amongst the pile. That wasn't quite obvious from the door.
So it's in the box.
Well, one of them.
what's in the box?
What's in the box? What in the box? One of them is a finely wrought, very nicely polished oak box with ivory inlays. The other, and it's 6-inch by 6-inch by 1 foot. And the other is a large 2 foot by 3 foot by probably about a foot tall chest with a obvious key lock in the front of it. This is just, ironbound pine.
You're describing the 2 chests?
Yes.
You said
One
there were
is
also
a
some,
nicer,
like,
smaller
sacks and
box.
crates?
Oh, yes. It's all empty crates.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, once you start looking around, you just didn't notice the 2 chests when you first poked your head through the door.
Right, yeah, I got that. I was more... You wanted to check out the easy-to-see stuff first before worrying about the crates. Or before worrying about the chests.
And in the easy-to-see stuff, there was nothing. Just boxes.
Okay. Well, then, before we touch these potentially dangerous containers, I will do a detect magic ritual.
All right. Well, you guys sit there and undergoes Wololo.
Then the chest turns color.
And then you hear Wololo from the wall, and it turns back.
And that's when my cataphracts appear.
All right. Well, yeah. You see 2 auras inside the finely wrought box, and nothing inside the large chest.
But not the chests themselves.
The chests themselves are non-magical, correct?
Okay. Then I would like
But
to
you can
check.
see schools of magic inside the small one.
Right. I can see what schools they are?
Yes. You see 1 school of evocation, and about equally sized, you see 1 school of conjuration.
Okay. Well, then I'd like to check the 2 chests for traps.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, one roll for both is fine. Neither appears to be trapped.
All right, so I go to the non-magical one first, and I open it.
All right. Boots.
With the nice boots.
They're okay boots. They might have been nice 800 years ago.
No.
Well, I set them aside.
You
Is there...
essentially have 20 pounds of scrap leather.
Yeah, at least I just set them aside. Is there anything else in the chest?
Nope.
I check the inside of the chest for secrets and hidden things.
Go ahead. Yeah, you give it a thorough pat down, and nothing. Just an old box full of boots.
All right. All right, then we can move on to the magic chest, and I open that one.
All right. Yeah. You pop that open, and inside there is a nice silken bed. Red, velvety, but made of silk. And laying upon this bed are 2 scrolls. They appear to be magical spell scrolls.
What's on the scrolls? I'd like to take a look at one of them.
What was the schools of magic again?
Evocation and conjuration.
Well, let's check the conjuration one first.
All right. So you're picking it up and looking at it, see what it is?
Yep. Unfurl it, take a
All right.
look.
This is a spell scroll of Thunderstep.
Ah, neat.
That's nice.
All right. And then the evocation.
Indeed.
You pick this one up and unfurl it. And your eyebrows probably go up a little bit because this is a spell scroll of Chain Lightning.
Ooh, boy.
Ah, thunder and lightning. I like it.
Indeed. This wizard had a sense of flair for the dramatics.
Ah, yes.
I'd say.
But yeah.
Oh, very cool,
That's how
very
you
cool.
see resting in the bed of the
Well, I'll
silk.
just pocket those. I'll save them for later.
Mhm.
Is there anything else in that chest?
At a glance, you don't see anything.
Well, I searched for secrets and hidden things.
All right. Give the inside of my box a pat down. Yeah. You check all the folds and corners, and no, it's just a really nice box. But now that you're looking at it, it's a really nice box.
How nice.
You think you could probably sell this box just on a street corner for 500.
That
You
is-
wanted to look for if you wanted to look for somebody that was actually interested in collecting it and possibly getting the historical value out of it, you might be able to get 2,000 for it.
Very nice. Okay. Well, I think we can just shove that in the bag of holding.
When you check the box for secret and hidden things, I'm assuming you're flipping it over and looking for like buttons and compartments and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah, I give it a very
So-
thorough examination.
On the bottom, there is a maker's mark.
Do I recognize it?
No, you do not.
Does anybody, as I point out, like, hey, I've never seen this before. Does anyone recognize the maker?
And the entire party looks at the symbol puzzled because they've never seen that maker's mark before.
No.
That's very
Um,
nice.
It is a hammer with a snake encircling it.
I know what that means.
How no snakes rule.
Not the Orbis unum snake, just a regular, not eating its own tail snake.
Oh, okay. Well then.
So
Okay,
it's like a
that was my-
dwarven version of the Rod of the Hespescus?
Yeah, kind of. A little bit. But yeah, if you had to guess, you would figure it was probably dwarven in terms of like its stylization, but that's about all you can really guess.
I'm sure it's a magic hammer. Is it a big hammer or a little hammer?
It looks like a craftsman hammer, not a weapon.
Jack picks up the hammer.
It's a picture. It's a maker's mark in the bottom of the chest.
Oh,
Asclepius, not Hibiscus. I was thinking of a different thing.
oh, 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 misunderstanding. A great craftsman made this.
Maybe.
I would assume.
But yeah, that's all your visual search of this room has revealed.
I wanna. Can we mark down that mark, what that mark is, because we may find the smith that made this box. Because that's a brand that a smith puts on something that marks it as his. I mean, it's like his signature.
Right.
You know. Right.
Yeah, Maker's Mark is like a signature.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah.
I mean, this is very cartoonified, but this is basically what it looks like.
Very nice.
That was literally a quick Google search.
It works.
But yeah, it's basically just a snake encircling a hammer. But cleaner, not drawn by a 4-year-old.
Mm.
But anyway, yeah. So that's what your visual inspection of this room reveals.
Excellent.
I don't think we checked the room for secrets and hidden things. Just kind of walked right in and went to those chests.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to check the room for secrets and hidden things.
All right. Go ahead, poking all my corners. All right. Yeah. You move all the boxes around, check all the floor, check all the trim. There's nothing hidden in here.
Okay. I believe there's one door left on the right.
Across the hall, indeed.
Check it for traps.
All right. Yeah.
Totally not trapped. I opened
And
the door.
well, I was gonna say you have detect magic running.
Oh, yeah. Did it ping something there?
Yes, the door does appear to have some sort of magic on it.
Any particular school?
1 second. Da. Abjuration.
Huh. Okay. Okay. What are the walls made out of?
Heavy timber.
Easily flammable timber.
I like
Define
to talk
heavy
like that.
timber.
Like think heartwood pine. Like all of the wall is clad with heavy pine boards.
Right, but still just pine boards.
Yeah.
Jack, would you mind making us an alternate door? This one looks to be all magicked up.
No problem. That's gonna walk over and smash and take his sword and smash it to the wall.
How far away from the door are you smashing?
Well, I don't want to get in any of the glowy stuff, so I'm gonna walk a little bit away from it.
All right, you're like 5 feet down the wall.
Yeah. I don't want to hit the magic.
All right. Well, go ahead and give me an attack roll against the defenseless wall you're murdering.
Nothing is defenseless.
Not once we start attacking it isn't.
I mean, yeah. Once you start hitting it, it's no longer defenseless.
What weapon are you using?
My great sword.
Great sword?
I
Okay.
can do it. Yeah.
Hey, you smacked the wall real good. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Oh, you wanted damage.
Well, you had to attack first to make sure you hit the defenseless wall.
I mean, like I would have
It,
missed.
it does
I mean-
have an AC, believe it or not. It is not just a free you get to smack through the wall.
I mean, if I'd have
What are you
missed
talking about?
the
He's a
wall,
Kool-Aid
that
man.
would have been just hilarious.
Yeah. So yeah, Jack cuts into the wall and he realizes something on his first hit. It didn't sound like wood when he connected. Broke through wood on the outside and it sounded like metal on the inside, and his sword dinged off of it.
This
The
fake
wood is clearly damaged, but on the interior there appears to be a metal plate.
He's fake. It's a trick. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
What kind of metal?
I don't know.
Looks like iron. Did that come through? Iron?
Yeah, that came through.
Yeah, it looks like a wrought iron plate. And judging from the fact that his sword bounced right off of it, it is not a thin sheet of it.
Iron.
Could we disassemble the plate?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Because you're looking at like the middle of it right now. He just swung at the middle of the wall, so you can't really see how it's fastened. Given what you're looking at right now, you don't see any way to disassemble it.
All right.
I mean, it's a shame our artificer is not conscious at the moment.
Well, Burger changed his name, so he might be here.
Yeah, just finishing up some stuff around the house.
Gotcha.
Bro,
Got anything that can go through a plate iron wall?
How field gun proof is it?
Jack's sword bounced right off of it.
you know, he's talking about a cannon. I have a sword. That's a big difference in firepower here.
We still don't care about being loud, do we?
No, we don't care.
Alright, well. I can see about getting through.
All right. Well, go ahead and give me that attack roll.
Oh.
And I'll be right back. I gotta move my cart.
Roger.
Probably help if I remembered to have my sheet open. Uh,
Never mind. I'll do it later. I don't want to walk that far.
And I'm
reasonable.
All
that
right.
tired.
Attack roll for shooting the wall.
Does a 24 hit the wall?
A 24 does indeed hit the wall. Go ahead and roll damage.
Where did... Here it is. 9
Alright.
force damage.
All right. Yeah, your shot connects with the wall and ricochets right off of it.
Hey, man.
It made a little divot.
I can always use fireball.
Well, how's the pine cladding doing as a result of our efforts?
Pine cladding is clearly giving way very easily, but that's on this side of the structure itself.
Right. Have we been able to find like an edge yet?
No, you're 5 feet away from the door, the floor, and the ceiling. You haven't quite gotten to. You just kind of attacking in the middle. So,
Well, let's clear some of the pine cladding away from the floor and the ceiling, and see if
Alright.
what happens at the edges.
Somebody can make a strength check to just start breaking boards off, or a strength athletics check.
Jack, would you mind finishing? Just demolish the wall.
Okay. Strength.
Flat strength athletics.
Well, shit. Jack slips.
Well, you're still able to rip a good amount of the wood off. And when you get down there, there is clearly a toe plate under, made of a heavier pine board. And then on the other side of the toe plate, where you can see the iron, you don't see any seams or fasteners. The iron just goes straight down behind that toe plate.
Well, wouldn't that be going into the rooms below?
No, the toe plate is the bottom board of a framed wall.
Yes.
So that would be on the floor in the room still. Toe plate is on the floor. So the
I
floor is
understand.
below. Yeah.
So let's remove the toe plate.
Okay.
Like I want to find like the lower edge of this.
Yeah, and after some time, you guys, hacking and slashing and shooting and burning. Well, not burning. You guys have avoided fire. You do get down to a corner, and from what you can tell, it's continuous. The iron doesn't have a seam, and it goes, and you can dig down and below it. It is built onto a floor, but it looks like it's contiguous.
Okay. The rooms across the hall, they had windows, yes?
Correct.
All right, can I just go over to one of those windows, pop out Hero, send him flying up? How tall's the structure,
Oh,
by
no.
the way?
I'm sorry. You're no. I was thinking the second floor. You're on the third floor, so it's the eaves of the rafters. So those go right to the floor. There is no windows on this floor. My bad.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're basically in like the attic. If we look
The
up,
attic,
we're
yep.
looking at the underside of the roof.
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't make that clear in the first room when you went in there and just skipped to the second room. So
Yeah, no worries. Can we check the header and see if it also continues out continuously along the ceiling?
you can dig up to the head plate and rip it out of the way, and yep, it looks like it has that same continuous smooth metal. Wrapping around, blocking your entry.
All right. Well, enough of this. I cast Dispel Magic on the door.
Right. You cast a spell magic on the door. What's the rule for upcasting?
If the magic on there is 3rd level or lower, it is automatically dismissed.
Okay.
If it is higher, I have to make an intelligence ability check, the DC equal to 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay. And I don't tell you the DC. I keep that a secret, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and roll, because it is higher than 3rd level.
Okay. Would Marin be able to give me guidance then? This is an ability check.
It is an ability check.
It is Sleuth here.
Yep.
Can you give me guidance?
I can.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to help, though.
No, it won't help when I roll a 2.
Yeah, the 2 definitely didn't help you. The spell stays up.
All right. I do it again.
All right. Go ahead and roll. You dispel the knock. Or the arcane lock, sorry.
Yep. All right. Then I open the door.
All right. Yeah, you open the door. And inside, you see a solid iron-walled room. And in the center, there's a plinth, and on top of the plinth is an hourglass. And yeah, that's what you see. It's been long enough, so.
All right, is the hourglass magical?
Yeah, recasting detect magic.
If necessary, yes.
Yeah, you guys spent time ripping the wall apart, so yeah, 10 minutes has passed. So yeah, it's been 10 minutes recasting detect magic. I'm assuming before you walk into the room.
Yes.
All right, yeah, and the hourglass is magical. No particular school.
Okay. The floor is made out of iron.
Mhm.
Okay.
All of the walls and the floor are made of iron.
Huh. All right.
Seems to be one smooth piece of iron.
Sure. Is there anything else in the room at all?
Nope.
Okay. I walk up to the plinth.
All right.
Is there any like writing or anything on the plinth on the hourglass?
Nope. It's a brass hourglass, and inside the sand is all on the bottom. The sand appears to be like glittery white. You think it might actually be diamond dust.
Okay.
But other than that, there is no markings or writing on it. There is no design or iconography. There is nothing written on the pedestal it's sitting on.
Does it look to be a part of the pedestal or just resting on top of it?
It's resting on top of it. The pedestal is made of iron.
Well, I guess I will just lay a finger on the hourglass and cast Identify
Right.
as a ritual.
All right. And this is what it tells you. 1 second, I have to clean the format, moving it back and forth from where I have it to Discord. Oh, that's not your chat. She'd be real confused to get that message. All right. That is what Identify tells you.
Alrighty. Interesting. So, guys, apparently, if you attune to this and then turn it over and concentrate for a minute, it will show you a vision of the past tied to the location we're at. This could be like the most emotionally charged moment within the last millennia. The last time someone died here, the last person to use the hourglass, or like left like the largest magical residue behind. Useful, but not exactly a piece of combat gear.
Your mic cut out on not exactly a.
I said it. I said it's useful, but not really a piece of combat gear.
You could try using it in combat. That'd be funny. Hey, hang on for 10 rounds while I concentrate on this stupid hourglass.
Just bashes him over the head with it.
That last line is kind of important for fucking combat.
Yes, I'm aware. I didn't say that the party members would appreciate me using it in combat, just that it's not really combat gear.
Anything's usable in combat at least once.
I would be impressed. Honestly.
All right, well, I guess I'll yoink it.
All right.
And I check the room for secrets and hidden things.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
Roll them bones.
Yeah. You search this room and it is, other than being really pristine, basically a sealed iron box. There's no traps, no catches, no lips, no hidden anything. In your investigation, the pedestal that the hourglass was resting on is contiguous as well with the metal floor. It is one solid, smooth piece of metal. There is no seam nor gap separating the two.
Okay.
Also, for size, that hourglass is 2 feet tall and 8 inches across. Probably should have started with that.
Ah, yeah. Okay,
Oh,
let's
the-
go in the bag hold.
Yeah,
Not just going to carry
Uh,
it around on my back.
yeah. I need to change that in the write-up because I forgot to change that. Edit.
Sorry, you said it's 2 feet tall?
2 feet tall, 8 inches across.
Okay. Well, if there's no other way to progress in the building, I think we leave with our handy dandy loot.
Indubitably. All right, description is corrected. I forgot to change that, sorry. All right, but yeah. That is it for the Tavern Out of Time. Where do you guys want to go next?
Can you show us a map of the area again?
Yeah, hang on, let me give you a little bit more zoomed out too.
That's what I meant. Area meaning the city.
Yeah, so here is the northern half of the city. Oh, I'll put a box on that tavern so you know you've explored it.
Well, those are those really big buildings. The next tier up. We should probably head there.
We're back.
All right. So yeah, you guys get back in your carriage and horses and start heading south. And as you approach, you can see from this side they're a couple ways up.
Would be the easiest way up.
It's a couple flight of stairs on the northern edge of that terrace.
Is there any way for us to get our horses and carts up there?
You didn't see any when you had Hero do his flyover. Did not look like there was any ramps up to this area.
Hmm.
Here's the whole third terrace, just so you have a better idea, because you did have a flyover. So, and there's a lot less trees up here. Yeah, so because of the density of trees, when I was describing this all of those sessions ago, when Hero was flying over the valley, you basically could see this third terrace, and that's all the bigger it looked to you from 35 miles away. But now that you're here, yeah, there's a lot more buildings here. But yeah, as for getting the horse and carriage up there, no, you do not see any ramps.
I guess we have to tie up the horses and take the stairs.
Right. Which stairs do you dares? Welcome back.
Whichever ones are close.
All right, yeah, that'd be the two northern ones, so probably that western one by that circular bit of gravel.
Sure.
You guys start heading up the stairs. And as you get to the top, the building before you is strangely shaped. But from the outside, so let me So I need to put something behind this 1 second. That white is just blinding. Please hold while I fix my masking. I made a map for this one.
Cool.
But then I put a fucking backdrop behind it and all the little gaps in the masking are really visible now. Don't want that. That ruins the fun.
Today, I'm getting an AI.
Anyway, the two angled sides, the one that you can see anyway, is lined with non-artisanal stained glass windows. So it's like decorative, but there is no like art to it.
So they're just dirty?
No, it's just it's like generic scroll work and everything like that. There is no like story or anything. Like there is no people or anything in the stained glass itself. It's just decorative. It is
I'm
dirty,
sorry,
but
did
it's
you just say
different color.
decorative? It's decorative, but it's not art?
I'm trying to think. My brain just fucking shit out the window on that one.
Okay, I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
It just
It's
threw
not
it, like I said.
storytelling, stained glass.
Well, it's just like it's stained glass, but it's not artistic. And I'm like, that's just dirty glass at that point.
Not
It's
that kind of
dirty.
stained.
It's dirty in multiple colors.
All right, and we can clearly
Wait.
see it on the outside.
Yeah. I'm almost done fixing the masking.
Is there a door we can see?
From where you're standing coming up the stairs, no.
Well, let's start walking around and see if we can find the front door.
All right, west or east?
West.
All right, yeah, you start heading around, and there is clearly a large pair of heavy stone doors on that north side, the square bit off the angle.
Okay.
1 second, I gotta figure out what the fuck I just did.
Take your time.
I can't see my fucking. That's the big rectangle, right? Or is that? Oh, that's not the big rectangle. That would be the problem. Fucking stupid. I need this rectangle to be behind this image. And that doesn't do anything. So we were just going to go with white. All that for nothing. All right. So everything I just did, I had to undo. And we're back to square one. But you guys will just have to deal with the blinding white. That's the structure. You guys are at the north. Before you is a pair of heavy stone doors. And on the stone doors, you can see a very similar sigil that you guys would recognize as the religious iconography. It's a wheel with 13 wedges, and the bottommost wedge has a circle in the center of it, symbolizing the 13th god of time.
When you say the 13th god of time, you mean there are 13 gods of time?
No, the 13th god, the god of time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, context is important on that particular turn of phrase.
Yes. Which is why I asked the question. Like, wait a minute. How many time gods does your world have?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Yes, I would.
So the current religion in it's been status quo for pretty much the post meteor world. Is there are 12 gods, the 6 benevolent and 6 malevolent, and then there's the 13th god of time who binds them all together. Basically, think of them like siblings. The 13th god is that indifferent middle child that doesn't care about the other ones squabbling, but makes sure that they don't kill each other.
I see. Well then, I checked the door for traps.
Go ahead and roll. It does not appear to be trapped.
I open the doors.
All right. You give them a firm push, and despite them being made of stone and looking quite heavy, they swing reasonably free. And before you, a hallway. A rather wide hallway with 2 doors at the far end and 2 doors in the center on the left and the right.
How wide?
1 second, I gotta move a mask.
Mhm.
Now I understand under. Now I understand. That little bit of time it takes to shift something. Appears to be 20 feet wide and reasonably deep.
Okay.
That's what she said.
And that's why I broke up with her.
How deep is the hole?
60, 70.
Where's the hot dog flying down here?
The bottom.
What? No, it's not a hole. It's a hallway.
Oh,
Look at the chat. Wow. What a
What a
hole.
hole.
I love that fucking scene.
Yeah.
"65 feet deep. Long.
ah. So we go that way.
Yeah. Let's go that way. Let's head to that northern door.
All right, we go into the door.
And then I check the door for traps.
It does not appear to be trapped.
I open the door.
It is a finely crafted wooden door that opens with ease.
When you say finely crafted, does it like valuable crafted?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a nice oak door.
All right. Note to self: as we leave, pop the hinges, take the doors with us.
They have anti-tamper hinges just because of adventures.
We'll melt them.
There's no such thing as tamper-proof, just tamper-evident.
Look, if there were catalytic converters, we'd be stealing them too.
All
If
right.
there was
But yeah,
copper wiring.
We would be pulling it out of the walls.
he opened the door, and before you was a 5-foot by 10-foot hallway, and on the east and west are openings.
Well, I poke my head in there and take a look left and right.
All right. Yeah, you poke your head in there. You look. You look left and right, and there's a mimic. No, I'm kidding. He says, "Hi. Do you have any snacks?" Yeah. And the southern walls of both these rooms are lined with, well, figure they're coat racks. There's a shelf up on top, and then a series of dividers with poles up near, about where your head level is. Both sides.
All right. Well, are they empty? Is there anything hanging on them?
Not that you can see poking your head in.
All right. I'll walk in and start examining the room.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you check the whole coat closet.
Well, might as well mean I'm going to check for secrets and hidden things too while I'm at it.
Go for it. All right. You poke through, and the only thing you find is a pair of children's shoes on one of the shelves. Not particularly valuable. You're guessing they're children's shoes based on the size.
Mm-hmm.
Or midgets.
But
Gnomes.
another half a pound of leather scrap.
I mean, gnomes still exist in this world, right?
Yes. Yeah, that was Gilbert's world that he killed the gnomes off.
For now.
What do you mean he?
No,
That was
I
us, my
don't
guy.
have any crazy reality bending things going on. That would be so silly.
Yeah.
Not yet.
He lied as naturally as he breathed.
I didn't think there was any reality warping stuff in my game either, but current chapters of the manga have proven otherwise.
All right. But yeah, it you yield nothing from your search.
Okay. What a waste. Southern door. I check for traps.
All right, go ahead, roll. H2 does not appear to be trapped.
I
And again,
open this
it's a
door.
finely wrought oak door.
Okay. Note, guys, we have 2 doors we need to grab.
All right. And inside there is a similar 5-foot by 10-foot hallway.
I'll poke my head and look left and right.
Yep. And inside is a similarly designed coat room. Full of shelves and holy hole hook bars for coats. No hangers. Just long bars.
All right. Well, I'll check for secrets and things.
All right. Yep. And you dig through this room as well, and you find nothing.
Okay. Well, there's nothing here. We leave, go to the big double doors.
All right. These are big double doors. They stand 8 feet abreast and 9 feet tall. And they are made of a similar construction to the 2 other wooden doors. They're very nice wooden doors, and they're really big.
All right. Well, I'll check them for traps.
All right. Don't appear to be trapped.
I open them.
All right. Yeah. You give them a good shove, and they both swing open freely, revealing a large cathedral ceilinged room. That is really awkward to screenshot. Note to self, make all of your cities boring and square to simplify everything. And before you, you can see a bunch of stone benches that appear to be carved out of the floor. Beyond that, in the center, in that back corner, there is a like a raised section. It has like 2 or 3 steps going up. I couldn't find an object that worked for it, but it's a quarter circle in the corner at the far end of the room from where you are.
Okay. Are any of these benches occupied or have anything on them, or are they all empty?
Well, you're looking at the backs of them, so if
Or
there's
are they
anything on
benches?
them,
Like, do they have backs to them, or are they just like flat
yeah,
benches?
they think like a church pew.
Right. Okay.
Yep. So from here, no, you can't see anything that is obvious.
Alrighty. Well, I'll walk into the room, start taking a look around.
All right. Yeah, you start heading towards the center dais, and you don't see anything on all of the benches. Just
Okay.
get to the front of the room, or the back of the room, I guess. I'm trying to draw one, but I'm bad at it. Would help if I fucking did it correctly. Da-da-da. Fill eyedropper. There we go. Okay. All right. That's what the stage looks like. Yeah, and as you get to the front of the room, you can begin to see a mirrored design on the other side. So yeah, like that.
Okay. Those pews are also empty?
Yep.
All right. Well, then and the stage is empty? What, just flat stage?
Yeah, it's like 3 steps up.
Yep. All right. Then I guess I start checking this room for secrets and hidden things, checking under all the pews, checking for crubby holes, you know what I mean.
Yep, go ahead. Search the room for the collection plate. And you find the collection plate. It's on the back of the very far end of the other pews. It's seen better days. The wooden handle is not treated, so it's just, decrepit. The metal ring and basket are somewhat intact. And inside is a loose collection of coins. Take a little time picking them up, or are you going to do something first?
I'll just pick them up.
All right. Yeah, and as you're picking up, you're kind of looking them over, and you find 3 silver pieces of Calderan mint that are fine quality, so 50 gold piece a piece. And then the rest of it is just 40 silver pieces that are reasonably good mint. So the 1 gold piece, I think I said.
Yep. All right, 40 of those.
And then 270 silver pieces, just regular circulation, and 400 copper pieces, regular circulation. 270 silver, 400 copper.
Okay.
That's all you find in this big room. Somebody forgot to take the collection plate when they left.
Those fools.
No, they didn't. They left it behind for us.
So thoughtful of them.
Okay. I guess we go to the doors to the south and check those for traps.
Go ahead and roll.
It's supposed to be a +8.
It does not appear to be trapped.
Okay. I open the door.
You're almost certain of it. The gods are telling you to open the doors.
And I do so.
Yep. Yeah. And you're easily able to grab the handles and pull the doors towards you, and Both of them swing freely. Again, similar big oak doors as the other side. And ahead of you, another hallway. This one a little short. On the far end, two big stone doors, and one door to the north and south.
All right, well, let's go to the door on the north first. Check for traps.
Yeah, traps.
No, trap singular.
This door does not appear to be trapped.
I open it.
However,
Oh.
you do notice this door is not as nice as the door to the south and the other two doors. This appears to be a little bit more of a basic door.
Okay. I open the basic door.
Ahead of you, you're never going to guess what it is.
A door.
A hallway.
A 5-foot by 10-foot hallway with an opening to the
Mhm.
east.
I walk up to the corner and put my head around.
All right. You poke your head around, and you see a room in similar construction to the coat closets above. Shelves and racks to the south. But this room has a door in the corner. Sort of. It's partway through the room. Technically, it is in a corner. It's just not the corner of the room.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll check this room for what loot there is.
All right. You go pilfering through the commoner's coat closet, and you find a whole lot of nothing.
Okay. I then approach the inner door and check it for traps.
Go ahead and roll. Does not appear to be trapped.
I open it.
You pull it towards you, and you discover it was hiding a flight of stairs going down.
Huh.
And down below, you can see a landing and another door. And it's a short flight of stairs. It goes down a floor, but
Right.
it's not long and elaborate.
Uh-huh. All right. We'll put a pin in that for now. Let's go to that southern door on this floor that we haven't opened yet and check it for traps.
Go ahead and roll. Doesn't appear to be trapped.
Open.
You open it to discover, yet again, another 5-foot by 10-foot hallway with an opening to the east.
We're getting
Walk
really good
around.
at finding these.
It's almost like this church had a lot of people with a lot of coats. And you stick your head around the corner, and it is another coat check room of sorts.
Which I check for secrets and hidden things as long as normal loot.
And this room also has nothing in it. Damn commoners without leaving loot behind for the adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
How dare they?
Yeah, thoughtless assholes. Stairs down. Let's go. So there's a door at the bottom.
Act. Getting that now. So yeah. Stairs going down. There is a door.
Check for traps.
You check the basement door for traps. It appears to be untrapped.
Open.
All right. And you find a room carved out of the stone itself. It is 10 feet wide. Again, more of a hallway than a room. It's about 35-ish feet long. There are 2 doors on the southern wall, and 1 door on the western wall that you can barely see because my masking sucks.
Okay. Well, we'll go to that closest door on the west first. Check it for
All
traps.
right. Doesn't appear to be trapped.
I open it.
All right. And you find a 15 by 35 room that is empty.
Bullshit. Let's check it for secrets and hidden things.
I mean, it's the church of a dead civilization that abandoned the city. They didn't really leave stuff behind. They left.
My
Good
bag
fan,
of
man.
holding would disagree with that statement.
Well, drunks are really good at forgetting things. Especially where they
Class.
hid the booze.
Whole ass
But yeah.
magical items.
But this room, as you poke around, is carved out of the stone itself. There is nothing in here. No secrets, nor hidden things.
All right. First door to the south, then.
The next closest.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear to be trapped.
I open it.
All right. You open the door to reveal a 28 by 30 room. And inside, you can see a desk carved out of stone to your right. So in that top left corner. Next to that is a mirror on the wall. And the rest of the room is empty. Oh, there's a bed frame. But you've seen a lot of those.
Okay. Well, let's check stuff for secrets and hidden things, especially around that
Alright.
desk in the mirror.
You start digging around the room. So, quick question. I said there's a mirror on the wall. It's a large 2-foot by 3-foot rectangle. So 3 feet tall, 2 feet wide.
Jack is admiring himself in the mirror.
Polished glass. So while you're checking for secrets and hidden things, 2 questions. Are you continuously running Detect Magic?
No.
Okay. And then while you're checking for secrets and hidden things, would you touch the mirror searching for anything behind it?
Probably.
All right. So while you're searching the room, when you touch the mirror, you get a jolting memory of your childhood, of you running through a vineyard. And then you snap back to reality.
Oh,
Does
there
he
goes gravity.
remember running through a vineyard?
He does now. It's almost as if he had forgotten the memory and the mirror brought it back to him.
Did I recognize this vineyard?
Yes, it was nearby your home growing up. Like you instantly recognized the memory. It was your memory. You just forgot it.
Jack touches the mirror.
All right. Jack, when you touch the mirror, you get a jolting memory, pulling you out of the reality of the moment and putting you back into your childhood, where you, at the young age of 8, are sparring with your master. It's the first time you beat him in a wrestling match.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be better or something.
But
But yeah,
now
before
that you think of it, you don't remember that memory until you touch the mirror.
Oh.
It's something that you had just forgotten.
Ooh,
Not that it didn't happen, it's just the mirror reminded you.
that is strange. What do you make of this mirror?
And the rest of the room, Alar, you don't find any secrets or hidden things.
Okay. How is this mirror fixed to the wall? Is it just hanging there?
It appears to be like they chiseled a stone ledge and then anchored iron rods above it to pin it to the wall. The iron rods look like they are pretty well and done in there. Like think like a tent stake but thicker, like that straight L,
Mm-hmm.
like an Allen wrench, but like a half-inch Allen wrench.
Can I take a crowbar and prise it off? Get the mirror out of there?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a strength check at advantage. Athletics check at advantage. I'll get it one of these days, I promise. What'd you roll?
Nat 20?
Nat 20. Yeah, you pop them things out. One of them comes out pretty cleanly. The other one, you just snapped whatever was stuck in the stone off. It's about half as long as the other one.
Here's
But the mirror appears to be free from the wall, just sitting on the stone ledge.
You did want the mirror, right?
Yeah.
I thought we did. Bag of holding, right?
Well, first I want to do an identify ritual on it to figure out exactly what it does.
All right. Go ahead and cast Identify on it. Why are people lighting fireworks off?
Why not?
Yeah, good point.
Memorial Day weekend.
That was last
Graduation?
weekend. Oh, yeah, probably graduation.
Oh, yeah.
That's this weekend. All right. Yeah. And while you're touching it for your Identify ritual, you don't get any jarring memories of your childhood. One second. This is what Identify reveals to you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't know if you wanted it in public or not. I could have dumped it in public.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, neat.
All right. But yeah, when Jack was pulling it off the wall, he also experienced no additional memories.
Anybody else want to touch it before I shove it in the bag of holding?
Was
I'll
it?
touch it.
Oh, nah, I'm good.
You don't
All right,
want
Marin.
the repressed memory.
I don't know if it's repressed. It should stay repressed.
Not
Mine
repressed,
was a
forgotten.
good memory. Mine was
So
a
they
good
say.
memory. Mine was a good memory.
All right. But yeah, Marin, when you touch it, you vividly remember the face of your mother and her hanging her necklace around your neck. And then you snap back to reality. You were probably 4 years old.
That's a couple minutes ago.
Give or take a day. And now that you've pulled it off the wall, you guys would have seen how it looked. A large rectangle framed in black and green marbled stone, with spiraling lines annotating its edges. On the back is a sheet of silver, and a glyph is etched into it. And because I don't want such a high resolution one, I'm cheating. Taking a screenshot of a screenshot of a screenshot. Back in the good old days. In the bottom center of the mirror, about the size of your thumb, this image is etched into the silver.
Does it have any particular meaning?
You guys don't recognize it.
Okay.
I recognize that. That's an eye.
Right. But yeah, besides the mirror, there's nothing in this room. Well, bed frame. There's a bed frame in the corner. And a desk carved in the floor.
Anything in the desk?
No, it doesn't have any drawers or anything like that. It looks like it was like a writing bench or something.
Okay. Was there anything behind the mirror in that little shelf area?
Nope, smooth stone. That would have been included in your investigation for secrets and hidden things. After Jack got the mirror off the wall, you would have continued your search.
Yep. All right. Let's move on then. If that's all it's
Alright.
here.
The last door on the right.
I'll check it for traps.
Go ahead and roll. It does not appear to be trapped.
I open it.
Right. Open it to reveal a 22-ish by 30-foot long room. Just ahead of you, along the back wall and along the far wall to your left, as you enter the room, there are bunk beds. Looks like this room slept 8. Between the bunk beds, there are, you've seen them in the first building you've seen in the second tier, those like dormitory shelving units. Couple of cabinets on top, couple of drawers on the bottom.
Okay. Well, I'll check everything, including for secrets and hidden things.
All right. Yeah, you start poking through all of the stuff in here. And only one drawer has that familiar, it doesn't quite open all the way catch.
Well, I'll check it for traps.
All right, go ahead and roll. Doesn't appear to be trapped.
And I do the needful with it.
All right, you depress the lever, release the drawer, and open it all the way. And in the back, there are 4 small glass vials.
Okay. I'll pull
They
them
have
out.
different colored liquids inside of them.
Okay. I do a detect magic ritual.
All right. Yep, all 4 of them are magical.
Ooh.
Well, then I start doing identify rituals on each one of them.
All right. All right. 2 of them identify as a potion of invulnerability. One of them is a potion of invisibility. And the last one is a potion of vitality.
Okay.
Did you get all that?
I did.
All right.
Ah.
It appears they didn't just stash booze here.
Indeed.
Huzzah.
So Alaric is our scout usually, right?
Scout?
Who's our scout?
Slick.
Ah,
He's not here.
he's not here. Okay. Well, we'll save the potion of invisibility for him then, since he might actually be the one who uses it the most. Hey, Jack, you're a barbarian, right?
Yes.
So you already have resistance to basically all damage.
Yes.
Who else is on our front line? I know Marin doesn't. Does Alaric? Do you front line at all?
Nope.
No, there's a couple other fighters, but they are never here.
Yeah,
Right.
Pi and Hayes are the other frontliners, and they're not often here. And then Connie is a bard, so again, ranged blaster kind of build. And then same with Slick, he is more of a ranged blaster build.
Yes, Jack is the only tank.
Right. But the problem is the potion of invulnerability just gives you resistance to all
Resistance,
damage. It doesn't
which you
actually
already
make you
have.
invulnerable.
I have double resistance to cold damage. Big guy.
So, yeah, I'm hanging on to these potions, but just because I can't think of anyone who would actually benefit from them that is here.
I would recommend you hold on to it.
And then the last.
The last?
Potion of Vitality.
Oh, yeah, I already said I was going to hang on to that one because it fights off exhaustion. So that's one of those. Yeah, someone gets brought up and they're at like 3 levels of exhaustion. You can just drink this, get down to 2, and be a lot more usable.
Good point. Good point.
But I was almost part of the objective. I'm just going to hold on to it for when we're in that type of we're in the middle of a dungeon and someone got 3 levels of exhaustion. Well, fuck.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's a reasonable decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, that appears to be it for this room.
And I believe that's it for this building.
Indeed.
So on our way out, we do loot the 3 good doors.
All right. Yeah, you think you could probably get about 100 gold pieces for each of them?
Okay. They're a bit big and heavy for the bag of holding, so I think we'll just shove those in the cart. Or not the cart, but we'll just strap them to the top of the carriage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you put them on top of the carriage. I think that would work.
Yeah, that's usually where you put luggage on like a carriage.
Yep. That does max out its carrying capacity.
How heavy are the doors?
They're about 150 pounds a piece. Solid oak.
Okay, and they're worth 100 gold?
Yep. Actually, let me redo the density calculation. That doesn't sound right.
150 pounds, 150 gold?
No. The 150 pounds. I don't think that's right for how big they are.
Are they like what we would consider like normal sized doors, like 7 feet
They're a
tall,
little
3
bit
feet
bigger.
wide?
Yeah, they're about 8 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and they're 2 inches thick.
Yeah, 100 pounds.
Yeah.
That's pretty reasonable for wooden doors.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
All right, oak density 0.74. And what is that per? Oh, pounds per cubic foot. That would be much easier to calculate. Call 46. That was under. Works out to 240 pounds. We'll say 150 and call it good.
Okay. And how much were they
They're
worth?
hollow cords, parts of them.
Well, they're not solid slabs, right? They got like millwork and stuff where they remove
Yep,
some
yep.
wood,
Yep.
lighten them up. Anyway,
Yeah,
how much were they
like
worth again?
Speed holes.
100 gold pieces each.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So we'll toss them on the carriage for now.
Yep.
All right. Well, so we run those doors down, come back up. Is there any more buildings? There's like 4 more buildings up here, right?
Yep.
Oh, we go to the next building.
There. Yeah, the next building. Is a large horseshoe-shaped building. Looks like that. Out front, there are 6. I'm assuming you're walking down in the middle, kind of looking for doors. Yep. So in that large sort of stony area, it looks like it was smooth slate cobble sort of tiles, kind of like how the roads have all been built so far. On the north and south, there are 3 empty, like, statue bases. The only one that stands out to you is the furthest east southern one, because that one is not empty. There are what remains of legs, and it looks like it was broken off. And then in the center of that, inside of the U, there's a pair of double doors.
Well, I would like to examine the statue plinths. Like, is there any like markings on them for like a plate or something that says like this is the statue of X?
No, and that's one thing that you've noticed. The entire time you've been in this whole city, you haven't seen so much as a single sign indicating anything. You've not seen any written language besides the books you've found.
Small town, everyone knew how to get everywhere.
But yeah, when you take a look around the statue itself, you do not see any sort of plinth or anything out on the front of it or a tag or anything. But based on the size of the statue base and the legs, it probably would have stood about 6 foot tall. So it was a 1-to-1. Looks to be a pair of military-esque boots, and legs going up from there are broken off at the like shin level. I guess calf. Yeah, calf.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just approach the doors then.
All right. Yep. A pair of wooden doors.
Are they trapped?
They do not appear to be trapped.
I open them.
Right. Push them inward. Inside is a similar room to the one that you've seen earlier in the building on the first tier. It's desks on both sides, and shelves behind them. To the north and the south, there are pairs of doors going off. Going back to drawing gray rectangles on the map, so 1 second. Man, I suck at drawing rectangles. Yeah, so you enter, and inside a room with a dozen desks, 6 on each wall. And in the middle of them, to the north and south, there is a pair of doors.
All right. So I'm sorry. You said that there were desks and stuff around here.
Yeah, there's a dozen desks in this room. There are 6 on the northern wall, 6 on the southern wall, kind of split left and right of east and west of those 2 doors.
All right. Well, before we get to
Yeah,
the
they're
door,
arranged in clusters of 3, kind of like a workspace.
all right. Well, before we get to the doors, let's check everything out and make sure there's no secrets or hidden things laying about.
Yes, all the drawers in these desks. Yeah, you start poking around the room. None of the desks have any secret compartments, but as you are poking along the shelves along the north and south, the northern shelf has a weird board. It moves, and it should be fixed in place because all the other ones have been fixed in place. It seems like it can slide.
Well, then I checked for traps first.
All right, go ahead and roll. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be trapped.
Then I open it.
All right. Yeah. Slide it a little bit to the left, and you hear it click. And the back of the wall folds down and almost slams on your fingers. Inside, there's a compartment with scrolls in it.
Are they
Ooh.
magical scrolls?
Well, they're rolled up pieces of paper.
Well, I do screw it. I just grab it and start opening it.
All right. Yeah. You grab it and you start opening. And they do appear to be scrolls of magic of some sort.
Ooh. Let's go through them and find out what they are.
All right. So, I'll just type it out. Scrolls. All right. Yeah, 7 scrolls. And these are what they reveal to you.
Ooh.
I see.
You
Most
got it, I
interesting.
think. Every single one of them, I typed 2 O's and one L. They were fucking bougie. They had scrolls.
They had a whole scroll of fish.
No, they had a whole scroll of scrolls.
Right.
Okay, well, that seems handy. Anything else in this room?
Nope. After your thorough investigation, that was the only thing you found.
All right, let's go north.
All right.
Check that door for traps.
Go ahead and roll. These pair of doors appear to be untrapped.
Open door.
All right. You open the door. And inside, you find a large archival style room. Shelves and shelves like a library, 2 stories tall. Rolling ladders on different parts to be able to reach the upper shelves. The walls and down the center of the room are lined with bookshelves. From your vantage point at the door, they all appear to be empty.
No!
Damn it.
Maybe if we use that, what was it, a telescope? We could find out who took all the scrolls and track them down.
Not
And
wrong.
politely ask them or their corpse to return the scrolls to us.
Return the scroll or suffer a curse.
And by curse, I mean we'll tell Jack to, flatten you.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, that's a thought. The other thought I had was we could use the hourglass to just see what was in here before they left, and record all right, here's what they had. Here's what was on the shelves.
I mean, maybe we'll get a twofer.
Yeah, maybe.
We could do both, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
And then I
before
can
doing
curse
that
them with
though,
tinnitus.
Just remember the hourglass does require attunement.
yeah. Before that though, I'd like to search this room for secrets and hidden things, such as things that they left behind.
All right. Yeah. Now that you start walking around the room, I'll pop it on. And it is the entire northern wing of this room. Or this building. So yeah, you start poking through. And you find nothing. Not even a tome left behind. The shelves are bare with nothing but dust on them.
Those are bears? I knew they had a druid.
Okay. Well, let's check out that southern door then.
Going south and checking that door.
Yes. Checking it for
Uh-huh.
traps.
It does not appear to be trapped.
I open it.
All right. Before you, a hallway. Say 10 foot wide, And it goes down, and you can see that it does turn to the west. And along it are that you can see 4 doors. There are, let me get the image to you best I can. To the west, there is 1 door close. To the east, there are 2 doors evenly spaced. And all the way down the hall, there's another door on the other wall. Like that's facing you.
Okay.
So here, let me just draw horrible, horrible, horrible doors. They're all different sizes. So ugly.
Go to the closest door, check for traps.
Go and roll. Not trapped.
I open it.
Allegedly. But you really gotta trust this guy.
All right. You open it to reveal a nice space. It's a good sized room. And it has a high set of windows on the northern side of the western wall. And inside is a large desk and a couple of bookshelves. And no other doors.
Is there anything on the bookshelves or desks and stuff?
Not that you can see.
Well, then I check for secrets and things.
Go ahead and roll. All right. This room doesn't appear to have anything in it. The drawers open all the way on the desk. There's no secret compartments. All the tile is sitting flat and smooth. None of them feel loose. And the bookshelf is bare.
Next door.
You didn't key up.
I said the next door if there's nothing here.
All right. This is another office space. There's 2 desks and a couple of cabinets between them.
Is there anything on them?
No.
I check for secrets and things.
All right. Go roll. Hey. One of those desks, the drawer doesn't open all the way.
Is it trapped?
Doesn't look like it. You've looked at you looked at enough of these that you'd be able to tell right away.
Then
You've
I
opened like
do the
7 of
needful.
these things. All right, yeah, you press the release button, sliding the drawer all the way out, and in the back there is a bag. Looks like a coin purse.
Yeah, I pull it out. Dump the contents on the top of the desk. What do we got?
All right, yeah. Pick it up, and you don't hear the jangle of coin. You hear the tinkle of gems. You dump it out on the desk. There are 27 diamonds in this bag.
Hello.
And you start looking at them,
They're fake.
and you're pretty sure every single one of these diamonds is of immaculate quality and is worth 500 gold pieces each.
Wow. Well, this made this whole session worth it.
You found somebody's stash they forgot.
How
Or
much
maybe
how
they
many
got
gem are
killed.
there?
27.
27 500 gem diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
A small fortune.
Yeah, I'll do a detect magic ritual. Is there anything funky about these gems?
Spend some time casting the ritual, goes off, and just some really nice diamonds and a whole lot of them.
Great. Into the bag of holding. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jack. If we can, get to a town, we will have made a pretty penny
That's a lot of
looting this
loot,
town.
Don't. I'm gonna give you advice. Do not give Jack money to buy beer because Jack will take a diamond and just drop it on the bar and drink with everybody till morning. So don't do that.
Yeah,
I mean, there are 27 of them. He could survive with 26.
Well, I
Jack
mean,
can have one.
but I mean, Jack, that's the kind of shit Jack would do. He doesn't care about money when he starts drinking. He'll just dump it on the table and say drinks, and everybody will drink until they pass out or Jack stops drinking, which never happens.
Yeah,
Or
but
die
like
of
when we
alcohol
get
poisoning.
to a town and we liquidate some of this stuff, we'll probably do shopping for anybody that needs it. And then it's like, all right. And then lifestyle expense will just be like, all right, Jack, here's like 50 gold pieces. Go drink to your heart's content. Because, 50 gold pieces should be like, a week's worth of booze for most people. For Jack, he'll last a night.
his daily allowance, 50 gold pieces for fucking whiskey.
Well, in town, like, he was with us. We got all this stuff here. And, we don't want to burn all of our money on booze. So we got to ration it out to Jack.
Yeah. That's all you find in this room. That's it.
All
Just some diamonds.
Yep. Next room.
All right.
Checking the door for traps.
All right.
At least I will once my fingers stop going too fast.
So you're never checking the door for traps.
Be right back.
All right. The door seems safe.
I open it.
All right. This room is larger than the last two, but there are half a dozen desks in here. It extends around the corner, but I'm assuming you're just going to start walking into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you walk into it and you see the other door that you've seen from that hallway on the other side of the wall. This room appears to be a big L. with a bunch of desks and a bunch of shelves and cabinets.
All right. Is there anything immediately obvious?
A couple of cabinet doors are ripped off, but it's the only thing that stands out to you.
All right.
They don't look like they fell off. They look like they were ripped off. They're still laying there, just very old and decrepit.
Is there anything about the doors that would give reason for them to be ripped off? Like, is there iconography on them?
Nope.
All right. Well, then I'll search the room for secrets and hidden things.
All right, go and give me that. Whoa. Yeah, and start going through it. And the only thing you notice is those two cabinets that have the upper doors ripped off. When you're opening and closing the drawers, and you close the drawer, the bottom one of both cabinets, you hear clinking when the drawer is pushed all the way in.
Say that again.
When you those two cabinets that have the doors ripped off, there's lower drawers on them. And when you push those drawers in, you hear what sounds like clinking, like glass bottles.
Oh dears.
Well, is there anything in them?
You want to pull the drawers out completely?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Pull the drawers out. Behind them, each cabinet has 8 glass bottles inside of them. Hidden behind the drawer, they appear to contain an amber liquid.
I'll like just pop the cork on one and smell it. Is this booze?
Smells like beer. Really strong beer.
Okay. Yeah, I just hand them off to Jack. All right, Jack, found someone's beer supply.
Cool. Cool. What kind of beer is it? Liquor is it?
It has notes of rye. Like a rye beer. Really hoppy. It's not like any beer you've ever drank. It's a weird flavor to it, but it tastes good.
Okay. Toss it in the bag.
Yeah, we got to keep Jack, well
Lubricated.
well
Well,
watered.
This town is a perfect source of resources for that.
I'll say, like, we were worried that we'd run out of booze before we get to the next town. I don't think that's going to be a problem.
He like quadrupled his supply in a day and a half.
I think we're gonna run out of town before we run out of booze.
That's the idea.
I mean, there's a lot of buildings here.
Yeah, but we're only checking the important ones.
You've given us like an entire Wisconsin city's worth of alcohol.
A small township or village, maybe.
We might never be able to leave.
But yeah, and then when you went through that door, you did get a glimpse down the hallway. And I fucking broke it. And you're able to see a bunch of doors, and then you went and checked this room out, found some hidden booze.
All right, I'll go to the next door. Check for traps.
All right. Now check all 5.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah. You go from door to door, checking them over for traps, and none of them appear to be trapped.
Go to. Fuck! I open all of them.
All right. Yeah. You open all the doors. Help if I grab the right fucking tool to do this.
No, that wouldn't help. That's silly.
And it appears to be a bunch of the similar to that last room you were just in, that L. A bunch of that similar desks and cabinets in all of the rooms. In total, it looks like there's half a dozen to a dozen desks and half a dozen cabinets.
All right, well, I'll go through them all, checking them for secrets and hidden things.
All right. Yeah, you start turning the rooms about. And after you're all done, you found 2 drawers and 1 floor tile.
All right. Are the drawers strapped?
Go ahead and check. No, both of them seem to be rather boring, untrapped.
And then I do the needful. What's in them?
All right. Hey, you pop both of them open. And the back of the first one, there is a deck of playing cards, and a small coin purse, and a ring.
Deck of playing cards.
All right, I'll
It's like
toss
the
the
third
cards
deck
to
of
Jack.
playing cards that you guys have found.
Yeah, but I'll toss them to Jack if he wants them. Anyway, ring. Is it magical?
It is pinging with a school of magic.
Which one?
I'm sorry, it is pinging with magic. Sorry. Blech.
Any particular school?
No.
All right.
Don't
Any
think
magic
that's
coming
any
from
kind.
the bag?
It doesn't appear so.
All right. I do an identify ritual on the ring.
It's a ring of protection.
Oh, handy.
Attuned, +1 AC, standard ring of protection, nothing special.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
Do you have an open attunement slot?
Jack has all attunement slots open.
Because you're like our primary frontliner. Ring of protection, +1 AC, +1 saving throws.
Oh, cool.
I thought Jack had the ring of feather falling.
I do have the ring of feather falling. I just looked. I misspoke.
Okay, well now you have 2 rings.
Sweet.
We're the
Jack
fucking
got some
big.
swag.
Yeah.
We just need a gold chain.
No,
is there any
got
magical?
one on his pinky? He's got one
Yeah.
on one on each pinky.
No, we need to find like a pimp hat or something.
That works too.
He's like swaggers into the dungeon, battle axe in one hand, cigar in the other.
Big
All right, fine. I'm
chain
putting the
hanging
swag in.
No,
'Cause I
the
didn't have
cigar's in
anything.
his mouth. The bottle of booze is in his other hand.
I didn't have anything else for the rest of it, but I'm gonna add. When you cast detect magic, the other drawer that you noticed has a aura of magic coming from it. But
Oh.
you still have the bag in front of you.
Yeah, I just dump it out on the top of the desk. What are we looking at?
Looks like about 100 platinum pieces.
Oh my.
Like really nice platinum pieces or platinum pieces?
They don't have any mint mark on them. You've come across these before in this city.
Yeah, they're just face value.
Yep.
Yeah, what I meant was, are they collectible coins?
Yep. There are no collectible coins when you dump
Okay.
it out.
All right. Well, yeah. So Jack, make sure you know you have that ring of protection. And the second drawer, I do the needful.
Alright. Yeah. No, bolt drawers aren't trapped. You open it up, and there's a gold chain.
Hey, Jack.
It looks magical. Looks
I
about
do
Jack's size.
I do an identify ritual on it.
It's a necklace of adaptation.
A gold chain Jack's size? How heavy would that be?
Pretty heavy.
I imagine a chain
Necklace
as
of
big as Jack.
adaptation? What does that do?
It doesn't matter. It's going on you.
Okay.
Yeah, this is also something that this is also that I think Jack would really benefit from.
That's why I grabbed it. I just went and looked up necklaces, and I'm like, well, we got necklace of prayer beads, fireballs, or adaptation. Let's go with adaptation.
I mean, look. Okay, giving
Oh,
Jack
okay,
Fireball
yeah,
would be very amusing.
That works well for Jack. That does work well for Jack.
We got Jack all of his bling.
There you go.
I like it.
But that's the drawers. There is a floor tile.
All right, I checked the floor tile for traps.
All right, go ahead. Floor tile does not appear to be trapped.
All right.
It does appear very heavy.
Hey, Jack, would you mind opening the floor tile?
Sure.
All right. Hand him a crowbar. Get out of his way.
Yeah. Jack, you rip the floor tile off the ground. And inside, there's a very similar, or very familiar looking oak box with ivory decorating it. Looks almost identical to the one that you have already discovered in the attic of that tavern.
The fancy scroll one?
Yep.
All right. Well, I pull it out. And I open it.
Check it for traps. Oh, you're just opening it. Okay. Yeah. You fling it open. And inside, there are 2 sticks. And a thin sheet of lead lining the interior of the box. The sticks appear to be magical.
Oh,
One
nice.
might call them wands.
We'll see about that, as I do an identify ritual on them.
All right. The first one is a +1 Wand of the War Mage. And the second one is a Wand of Magic Missile.
Okay. Just standard, like out of the DMG for both of those?
Yep, standard wand of magic missiles. And then, yeah, standard wand of or mage. +1.
Okay. Anyone have a problem if I hang on to these?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't need no puny sticks. Need me a pimp cane.
Well, you do have Connie in the party, so it actually makes sense.
Oh Lord.
Get a cape and a hat and a pimp cane and make Connie do me some work.
No, we just need to make your battle axe haft a lot longer. It'll be fine.
We just got to find
Well,
like
he
a
does have the
halberd.
glaive.
Yeah, just cut the glaive down, turn it into a battle axe and a pimp cane.
All right,
We have a
but yeah,
mission.
that's all you find in this building.
All right. So I'm thinking, guys, that we spend the hour and I attune to that hourglass, and we go back to the library part.
Or mage wand.
No, the hourglass.
Ah, the hourglass.
And yeah, try and see if we can find anything about what's going on in this room.
So, where you found the wand?
No, that big northern room with all the empty bookshelves.
Oh, okay.
The
Yep.
library.
Yep.
The stacks, if you will.
All right. You guys take an hour of downtime.
Yeah, I'm
Sun
attuning to
starts
it. You guys
getting
get a short rest, I guess, unless something happens.
Sounds good to me.
The hour passes. Nothing happens. All right. What's your primary speed or wizard? So int.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a flat int roll. After you attune to it.
21.
Nothing happens.
As in I don't attune to it, or nothing happens
No, you
after?
do attune to it. Nothing else happens.
Gotcha.
And when you attune to it, everybody else in the party that can see you, your eyes flash to pure white, and they're bright for a few seconds, and then you just return to normal.
Jaffa
You didn't feel
Cree!
anything. Yeah, exactly. You didn't feel anything weird or funny when that happened. And as far as you could tell, like you didn't even see like camera flash in the room when it happened. Like the room didn't get brighter to you.
Okay.
But yeah, you attuned to it.
Excellent. Let's...
Oh, I did have to change one thing on the write-up that I gave you because I missed it. The images you see inside the hourglass are silent. So that bit about languages, while that's true, you also have to be able to read lips to be able to see what they're saying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know if I actually... No, I did not. I did not update it. 1 second. There you go. Fixed it.
All right. So before I use the before I use the item, I do a comprehend languages ritual.
All right. Yep. Goes off.
Yeah, lasts an hour. It lasts an hour. And then I think to use the hour... Oh, I got a cough. I think to use the hourglass, all I have to do is like think about this room and like turn it over for a minute.
Yeah, you concentrate on the room and you flip the hourglass over, or you basically you concentrate on the hourglass, and when you turn it over, then that minute passes of concentration and the minute of vision happens.
Okay, I do it.
All right. Let me go find that table. All right. After your minute of concentration passes, all of the shards inside have floated down to the bottom. And the top of the hourglass, you can see the room you're standing in. It is pristine and clean. The shelves are full of books. And you can see people hurriedly loading the books onto handcarts and rolling them out of the room. And after a minute, you return back to reality.
Do the books have like names on their spines? Titles?
Um, Yeah, when you're looking at them, it looks similar to that record book that you have. That one that was like the shipping in and out manifest. Every single one of the books look like that.
Like, so they all look like ledgers?
Yes.
Okay. If I like while I'm looking at this vision, if I like rotate the hourglass, can I see like different angles and such, so I can see like where they're running the handcarts to?
Yes. So, yeah, and so to explain the hourglass a little bit more, when he's doing this, you guys, he concentrates like he has poop face for a minute, and then his eyes go white, and he's just standing there holding the hourglass. You guys don't see anything inside the hourglass. Only Alar does.
Ah, gotcha.
So yeah, Alar, as you rotate it, you start moving around the room, and everybody else, he's still standing in the same spot. But yeah, it looks like they're taking them through the double doors and out the front of the building.
Okay.
Basically, wheelbarrows full of books. All of them appear to be ledgers.
All right. Or these get people human, elves,
Mixture.
dwarves, orcs?
You see all of the races.
How many people?
About 20. They look like they're working in teams of 3, with one or two people like overseeing and kind of walking around and pointing and shouting.
Is there any writing or labeling on the shelves that would indicate an organizational system of some kind?
No.
We haven't even invented the Dewey Decimal System.
There appears to be no marks on any of the shelves.
Heathens.
Everything you've seen so far, it appears the binding of the book is the only identifying factors.
Yeah, they're all just like ledgers and shipping manifests and shit.
It would appear so.
At any point during this minute, does anybody drop a book that falls open where I could read it?
Yeah. And so the hourglass, like how it works is like you're looking at a TV. And when you walk around and move and everything like that, you're basically kind of like moving the hourglass through 3D space.
Right. So it's like a camera.
You're looking
for
at a
time.
miniature. Yeah. You're looking at like a drone footage of the room, basically.
Well,
And
I like pinch, zoom.
Yeah, you're able to get close to one of the books that fell open, and it looks like it's about identical to the book that you have, but 10 years older, based on the year stamp that you remember from your book, and the year stamp on the top of this one, the top of the page.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, it had the similar ins and outs in pounds.
And I'm sorry, I can't remember. Did this room have windows?
Yes, it had high windows all the way around the outer edge.
High windows meaning tall or at high places?
At height. They're up
Okay.
in the air, about 3 feet tall, 6 inches wide.
All right, so there's really no way to get this hourglass to look through one of those windows with this vision.
No, not really. Yeah, you're kind of
Okay.
stuck at ground level. But you couldn't walk around. Like when you walk around with the hourglass, it moves where the vision is. So if you started walking through the doors, you would follow them.
Right, but I only got a minute, and I
Yeah.
probably spent most of that up already.
Yeah, trying to see what the hell's on the paper.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
Yep. But yeah, this entire room seems to be filled with ledgers that date back decades, if not centuries.
All right. Well, that's a lot less invasive than I thought it was going to be. Good to know.
What's that? How the hourglass works?
Yeah, I was half expecting like that the vision to just start like this.
I love that episode so much.
Oh, that would be so brutal. Snap. Fuck. Where the hell am I?
What is this guy in front of me talking about?
Yeah, kind of one of these.
Well, considering that our calendar systems have changed since then, that wouldn't actually be a useful question to ask, because it wouldn't mean anything to me.
Yup.
That would have to be math.
And you'd have to hope the compendium you're using is accurate enough for Calderan calendars.
Well, yeah, you're also assuming that time was kept accurately between the breakdown of one calendar system and the creation of the other.
Yep.
Well, then we'll just have to make one ourselves, Alar. We're gonna have to hit the books.
But yeah. So that's how the hourglass works.
Okay.
Well, see, Alar, we back our standard up by using Fireball.
Yes, the arcane battery.
Mm-hmm. Be fine.
And then you have Jack, the physical battery.
And then Connie, the mental assault battery.
But yeah, that is what the hourglass reveals to you.
Okay. Good to know. Unfortunately, nothing of value. Right, so I think we're done with this building.
Yeah. You've
What's
explored
next?
everything. I don't know. Where do you want to go?
Well, like, I mean, I look outside. All right, what's the next building?
There's two-story tallish structures to the south of you.
Onward then.
Yeah, there's some high walls, no doors, and very few windows on the top. Large doors on the northern face that you can see the skinny side.
Well, I'll approach the door and check it for traps.
Yeah. Doesn't appear to be trapped.
I open the door.
All right. Yeah. You swing the large door open, and inside you see bins of sorts. Dividers built of stone, spaced at about 10-foot intervals, and both sides are about 20 feet deep on each. And if you walk into it, there's about 15, 20 of them.
Is it like the granary or something?
It would appear to be some sort of grain storage space, though you do not see neither grain nor root.
Yeah, they took all that with them too.
Well,
Well, I'll check for secrets and hidden things. Who knows?
all right, yeah. You start poking about. In the third bay on the left, one of the slate floor tiles is wibbly wobbly.
Jack, would you mind pulling up the floor tile?
No problem. Jack pulls it up.
All right, roll an athletics check. Yeah, he hands you the crowbar back and just picks the thing up and flips it over. All at the same time. And inside is a large wooden chest in packed earth. The wooden chest looks very familiar. It's almost identical to the first one you found here. The one that held that fine whiskey.
Well, I hoisted on out of there and opened up to see if it's more fine whiskey.
It is indeed 6 more bottles of that really, really fine looking whiskey. I figure each bottle is worth about 500 gold pieces.
All right, Jack, whiskey for you.
Yay!
All right.
At what point should we worry about liver failure for him?
20 years ago.
Sounds like too much work going back in time like that. Someone else can worry about it.
All right. So do you go all the way through this structure to the back? There's a man door on the back of it.
What's a man doors versus a normal one?
Well, these were like big doors, like industrial, like 5 feet across, 10 feet tall, hung
Gotcha.
iron, and the back one is just a normal, 3 foot wide, 8 foot tall. But yeah, the sun's getting real low. Not quite bedtime. You probably got another hour or so, maybe 2.
All right. Well, we'll spend that hour checking out the second granary. So you said there were two
Spend the
buildings here.
Yep. There's another when you open it, grain silo.
Mhm.
Do you when the first building, do you go out the back door and then
Yeah.
come circle back to the other one?
Well, because they're at angles, right? So if we
Yep.
enter from the north on the west one, exit out the south, head over to the
Mhm.
east, and enter through the south part of that eastern
Yep.
granary. Just basically
Yep.
hit it in reverse.
Yep.
And
When
check
you
if-
do,
Yeah.
when you walk outside, to the south, you can see a column of smoke.
Oh, that's new.
From where?
It is new. It looks like it's just outside of the city. Like, you're looking down across all the terraces, you can see trees between you and the smoke. Probably about a half mile away.
What kind of smoke? Is this like a campfire? Is this a structure
Oh,
fire?
like a big campfire. It's
Okay.
not quite like a building's burning, but it's definitely a lot more smoke than you'd expect from a, like a 3-foot across campfire.
Does this look like a
much
signal
check that
fire
out.
then?
You don't see any pattern in the smoke, so you wouldn't think it's a signal fire.
All right. And you said it's about a half mile away?
Yep. To the south.
Okay. Well, I'll pop out here and have him just do a quick little recon flight through the woods and stuff and just kind of see what's what over there.
All right. Are you having him do a high pass, or are you having him fly through the trees and kind of hop tree to tree?
I'm having him fly through the trees and kind of hop tree to tree like a bird would.
All right. Yeah. He goes about his business. Takes him about, 2 or 3 minutes to fly over there and starts hopping through the trees. I'm assuming you're just going to have him fly close and then get down in the trees.
Yeah. Then he's down in the trees and kind of having him like fly casual, right? Like he's trying to. The instructions were to
He's a
mimic.
bird.
Yeah. Don't be obvious recon drone.
Fly casual.
Fly casual.
Exactly.
And as he hops through the trees, and then he starts getting closer, you see a clearing up ahead where the smoke is obviously coming from. And when he gets and perches on a nearby tree up at the top, you can see what looks like a big group of goblins having a cookout. Looks like there's 3 or 4 carcasses being roasted over a large fire.
Carcasses of what?
Looks like deer.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, noblins, not a huge deal. Okay.
There's it's not just a bunch of warriors either. There's older goblins, there's kids, looks like a goblin tribe.
Okay. Just on the march, huh?
Well,
What
now
a
that you mention it,
tune.
you're looking through Hero's eyes and you see a couple of them disappear, and it looks like they went into the mountain, like a crag or something that they went into, and then they came back out with more goblins.
Huh. Well, I make a note of where that is.
Yep.
Because after we finish looting this town, looting the goblins is just a bonus on top. Goblins aren't generally evil in your world, right?
More like opportunistic scavengers, more chaotic than evil.
It sounds pretty evil.
They're not in common society, but you hear stories of running into them, and they just focus on, trying to meet the global standard of trade, but their trade is just wild. That's all you really know about goblins.
What do you mean that their trade is wild?
What they
Yep, but-
consider valuable is not the same as you and I.
Ah,
It bites sometimes.
They do bite sometimes.
I meant their trade, not them. Everyone knows they bite sometimes.
Yeah. So
Like, give me an example. Like, what are like typical goblin wares?
Forks that are like nice forks. They think forks are nice. So like a fork with a pearl handle would be really valuable to them.
Okay, it would
right
also
up
be
above the goblins.
valuable to anybody.
So buttons, like think Magpie logic, shiny.
Gotcha.
Trinkets and doodads.
Yeah. It may not be, yeah, a pearl handled fork is a poor example. Yeah, so think like shiny, strange metals that might not be commonly mined, but they find them on the, the road while they're walking and they just pick it up. And it might be, incredibly valuable and magical, but for them, it's like, yeah, that's like worth a copper piece because it's just a shiny rock.
Right. Okay. In your world, are goblins basically killed on sight?
No, they're usually just avoided. They don't attack. They'll usually run away.
Okay. So they're not considered like enemies of all civilized people.
Yeah, they're not a hostile entity. They just exist in the world, and people tolerate them because they're not a threat. They just kind of exist in the wilderness, and every once in a while you run into them.
Right, but when you run into them, you basically treat them like a wild animal. You make a lot of noise and they run away.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll try trading and talking with you,
Okay.
but it depends on the goblin.
Right, I'm getting at those because oftentimes goblins in D&D campaigns are very much just universal enemies.
Mm-hmm.
So just trying to figure out where we lie on that.
Yep.
All right. Well, good to know. I'll the party know. There's a goblin camp here, and they're not terribly far away, but they're also not super close. When we set up the Lehman's tiny hut on the far side of the terrace, down where we left our horses and stuff, we'll probably be fine.
Yeah, I doubt that the stealthiest types.
And I do have a write-up on the wiki for them
Ah, cool.
to give you a little bit more in-world knowledge of what a commoner would understand about them. Of course, it's mixed reviews. They're goblins.
Sure. Right. Okay. Well, after concluding that the goblins aren't really posing an immediate threat or anything, I then searched the second granary, looking for secrets and hidden things. I already rolled it before you mentioned the goblins. It was a 27.
Okay. Yeah. You go poking through here, and you find 2 loose tiles.
Oh boy. Jack, if you would do the honors.
At this point, Jack is an expert at ripping these things up. He doesn't even have to roll anymore. He's got like 4 nat 20s lifting these fucking tiles.
He like got it down to like where he's like one of those guys in the street with
Oh, you don't
the,
gotta roll? Oh, you want to roll to see
manholes.
it? Yep.
Oh, I don't have to roll.
Yeah, you don't have to roll. You've opened enough of these
Alright.
that you've basically gotten the exact science of how
got the
heavy they
trick.
are and how much. Yeah, you've nailed how to flip these things open, while Alar still struggles with a crowbar to even
Nah.
move one.
No. He's on.
Yeah, and the first one opens up, and there's a compacted dirt compartment, similar to the other ones you found like this. And there's nothing inside of it, although it does look large enough to hold one of those crates of booze.
Okay. Is there like some like dust or dirt, nearby where Jack picked up the tile from?
Yeah.
Can I just sprinkle that over there to see if there is something there? It's just invisible.
Yeah. You can go. You can. Just, there's dust in here. You can just scoop some dust up off the ground and sprinkle it over the opening.
Mhm. Think like Indiana Jones Last Crusade style, right?
Yep. And it falls all the way to the dirt.
Okay. I'll check the dirt hole and stuff for secrets and things.
You go poking around with your trowel. And nope, it's just empty.
Okay,
Looks like
so
whatever was in here was taken out.
yeah, someone remembered their secret booze stash. Second one.
Yep. The second one opens up, and there's a very familiar looking box.
More booze.
More whiskey. 6 more bottles of 500 gold piece whiskey.
All right, Jack. 6
they
more
only
bottles
have,
of
like-
that nice whiskey.
Do they only have like one box maker in the city or something?
Yeah,
He's probably the same guy that makes the drawers.
yeah, yeah. He's on the same street as a candlestick maker. All right. Anyway, Mister, you get that?
What's that now?
6 more of those 500 gold piece whiskey bottles. You got more whiskey.
How many do you have in your inventory, Jack?
A lot.
So many.
I mean, how many is like the actual number?
I have no idea. I honest to God can't remember.
Okay.
how many.
You got
I
5.
think he's.
You have 5 unopened ones from the first one. You have 1 open one.
I think he's around 20.
I have barrels.
You have 6 and 6 from these 2 granaries, so that's 12 plus 5, 17.
Yeah.
And then there was 4 more in the lower administrative building. You have 1 that's open that Connie popped open and chugged.
Yeah, good booze. Yeah.
All right. But yeah. Sun's getting real low now. After all that time, it's
Mhm.
about time for a long rest.
All right. Yeah, we go back to where we left our horses and our carriage.
You get back over there. Horses and carriage are untouched, hanging out, munching on the grass.
Yeah, and we set up a camp by Lehman's tiny hut. If
Yeah.
there is time, I will attune to the Wand of the War Mage.
Yep, there is time. So in my setting, I've worked out the math. Basically, when you have to go down for a long rest, you have enough time to complete a short rest before you actually have to long rest. But the adventuring day is still over before you can start that short rest.
Okay.
So you always have extra hour of time or so before the end of the day. But yeah, the little circle of gravel with the looks like an old fire pit ring in the center of it. Make a nice camping spot.
All right. Yeah, we set up our camp. We go down for a long rest. Probably just do chat order for. We'll probably just do chat order for the watches and.
We'll call it here and we'll do long rest
All
next
right.
session.